We're going to do a quick scan of the audience here. All right. According to Mayo Clinic, added sugars contain no nutrition. And in the 2015 to 2020 dietary guidelines for Americans, they recommend that only 10% of your diet be added sugars. So in a typical diet of 2,000 calories, this would be 200 calories of your day's diet, and 1 can of soda, 12 ounces, has 160 calories of added sugar. So it can add up before you realize it. But this recipe is an easy recipe. Breakfast granola is what it's called. It's flavorful and full of nutrition. And I'm gonna go through the steps and show you how to make it. So first we're gonna add the dry ingredients, followed by ghee. Then we'll add the wet ingredients and bake the granola, and then add dried fruit and sunflower seeds. And I'll explain what ghee is when we get to it. So our first step is to add 2.5 cups of rolled oats. Now oats are very good for you. They're good for your heart health because they have beta glucagon, which is a soluble fiber. Mayo Clinic says that it's good for your heart. It lowers blood sugar levels, and it feeds beneficial gut bacteria. So I'm gonna add 2.5 cups. All right. Now we're gonna add some more dried ingredients. This is unsweetened coconut, and you can find it at Wilkie's. That's where I get mine. So that's 1 cup. All right. Followed by 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed. We're gonna add 1 cup of pecans. And then we're gonna add 1 cup of almonds. So there's a lot of nuts in this recipe, which are full of vitamin E, according to the Cleveland Clinic, and fiber. So nuts are very good for you. They eliminate blood sugar spikes as well. And before I forget, we have 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. So that's it for the dried ingredients. Now we're gonna bake the ghee, which I did ahead of time. You wanna preheat your oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, so a low temp, and bake it for 40 minutes. This is your final product. It looks like melted butter, but I have removed the white solids, the foam at the top, and so you remove that and you make clarified butter, and it makes it lactose free. So that's what ghee is. It originated in India 3,000 years ago, and it's spelled G-H-E-E. So you learned. So I'm gonna add the ghee as the wet ingredients. All right. Now we're gonna add 1/3 cup of maple syrup. This is our sweetener. It takes the place of white sugar or honey. It has phenols, which are antioxidants, and they get rid of free radicals, which can cause cancer. However, it is a sugar with no fiber attached to it, so it can cause blood sugar spikes, and you should eat it sparingly. So I'm gonna add 1/3 cup. And then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So now we're gonna mix the ingredients. Here we have the dry ingredients, we have the ghee, and we have the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna mix these really, really well. And then we're gonna spray the baking pan with the canola oil spray. Any brand works. Distribute it on the baking pan. All right, so we're gonna set the oven at 350 degrees and bake it for 30 to 40 minutes. Your oven may differ, so my oven actually, I have to put it at 325 for 24 minutes. So you want it to bake until it's a golden brown. So that's baking granola. Now we have one step left. We're gonna pretend that we've baked this. This is the fun part. So we have dried fruit and sunflower seeds. So according to Harvard Medical School, fruits are good for you because they have vitamins, minerals, and fiber. However, since the water's been extracted, they are a natural source of sugar and should be used sparingly. I chose as my berry mixture cranberries, dried blueberries, and dried cherries. So we're gonna do half a cup of each. I've done varieties with like dried apples and cinnamon. That's a good one. I've done dried blueberries and dark chocolate chips. That's a good one. So you can really try new options and see which you like best. So there we go. One step left here. These are roasted sunflower seeds. And so since they're roasted, I didn't put them in the oven, so I didn't bake them twice. We were gonna add a half a cup of those. And according to the Cleveland Clinic, sunflower seeds help with inflammation and they help with your thyroid health. And that is it. So we added the dry ingredients, we baked the ghee, we added the wet ingredients, baked the granola, and added dried fruit and sunflower seeds. So I hope you enjoyed learning about this recipe of an easy granola. It's both nutritious and flavorful. I hope you enjoyed learning about its nutritional profile and maple syrup as an alternative sweetener. Thank you.